I want you to picture a scenario. It's a classic social nightmare.
Oh, boy.
You're at a dinner party, maybe a family thing. The mood is great. Everyone's laughing. Food's coming out.
Okay, I'm with it.
Then a couple walks in, maybe it's your cousin, and they are just beaming, radiating pride.
I think I know exactly where this is going.
They rush over, they push a stroller right in your face, and they say, "Look at him, isn't he just perfect?" And you look down and you just freeze. Because objectively,
It's a cute baby.
an ugly baby. But the parents,
Right?
they're looking at this child like it's a work of art.
Like it's the Mona Lisa.
That's exactly. They are 100% convinced it's the most beautiful thing on earth. And you're just stuck there nodding, trying to find a compliment that isn't a total lie.
He has such big eyes.
Right. He looks so alert. It's what we'll call the ugly baby paradox. But here's the twist, and this is why we're doing this deep dive today. We aren't here to talk about parenting. We're here because this exact same blind spot happens in business.
And it happens all the time. It's pervasive.
Today, we're unpacking a really fantastic piece from the team at Stella Pop, and the title is Your Brand the Ugly Baby in the Room?
It's such a good title. It just grabs you.
It really does. And the whole premise is that founders, business leaders, they get into what we might call a brand trance.
Right.
They're holding this business, this baby that they've built from nothing.
From day one.
And because they love it so much, they literally cannot see the flaws that are just, painfully obvious to everyone else.
And that's really the mission for us today. We're going to dig into why that blindness happens, the psychology behind it. We'll look at the symptoms, from clunky websites to what the source calls AI slop.
Which is a term I absolutely learned.
It's so visceral, right? You know exactly what it means. And most importantly, we're going to talk about the cure, because the answer isn't just, make it pretty. It's about a very specific intersection of strategy and aesthetics.
Okay, so let's start there with the diagnosis. Because if you asked most founders, I think they'd say, "Oh, I'm super critical of my business. I look at the numbers every day. I know our weaknesses." So why do they miss that their logo looks like it was made in 1998?
Well, it comes down to one single word: immersion.
Immersion. Okay, unpack that for me.
Think about it from their perspective.
Hmm?
As a founder, you know the backstory for everything. You know that weird jagged line in the logo. It's there because 5 years ago, you had this huge pivot during a crisis. And that line represents the turnaround.
Right. So you look at the logo and you see a war story, you see survival.
You see the late nights, the struggle, the triumph. You are looking at all your brand assets through this filter of affection and nostalgia. You see the intent. You don't see the actual execution.
But the customer just sees a jagged line.
The customer just sees a mess. They don't have that context. They don't have your filter.
That is such a critical distinction. It's like when you look in the mirror, you see your whole life story. A stranger just sees that, your shirt is wrinkled.
That's a perfect analogy. Stella Pop calls this the why behind the what. You get so obsessed with your why, your mission, your values, that you completely stop seeing the what, which is the actual thing the customer is interacting with.
It's the forest for the trees, but it's more like you're hugging one tree so tight you can't even see that the bark is rotting off.
It's a vivid image, but yeah, immersion breeds attachment.
Mm-hmm.
And attachment, it breeds excuses. You start rationalizing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the website's a little slow to load, but that's okay because our back-end tech is revolutionary.
Or, yeah, the font is a bit hard to read, but it's the same one we used when we signed our first big client, so it's lucky.
Exactly. And this leads right into the symptoms. The source breaks down a few really common ugly baby traits, especially in B2B.
Okay, let's run through them. I have a feeling some people listening might start to feel a little uncomfortable. First up is the logo.
The logo is the face of the baby. And the source says ugly logos often just try to do way too much. They're too detailed.
They're trying to tell the company's entire life story in a 50-pixel icon. It's like, we need a globe and a handshake and a gear and a leaf to show we're eco-friendly.
And it just becomes a smudge. Or they're just wildly inconsistent. This is a huge one. You see one version on LinkedIn, a different color on the website, and then a stretched out, pixelated version on an invoice.
Ugh, that drives me nuts. It just screams, we don't have our act together.
It screams chaos. Then you've got the website. The source highlights something called unclear message hierarchy.
Okay, can we translate that? Because that sounds a little bit like marketing jargon.
It's actually really simple. It just means when a stranger lands on your homepage, do they know instantly what you want them to do? Or is everything screaming at them at the same volume?
Click here, read this, look at our award, sign up now.
All at once. It's cognitive load. You're forcing the user to do a ton of work just to figure out what you sell. And today, with attention spans what they are, that's a death sentence.
The third symptom they list is social post whiplash.
Yeah, the unpredictable tone. One day the brand is posting these super serious stock photos of people in suits. The next day it's a blurry iPhone pic from the office pizza party. Then it's a meme that doesn't quite work.
It's like a public identity crisis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it signals you have no idea who your audience is. You're just, throwing stuff at the wall and hoping something sticks.
Okay, so let me push back a little. I'm a founder listening to this, and I'm thinking, all right, my website isn't perfect. I get it. My logo's a bit dated, but my product is amazing. My revenue is growing. Does this aesthetic stuff really matter that much?
I love that question because that is the trap. The source argues this isn't about vanity at all. It's about trust. And more specifically, it's about the speed of trust.
The speed of trust.
Think about it. B2B decisions are high stakes. If I'm about to sign a $50,000 contract with your company, I need to know you're legitimate. And we know from, all the science that our brains process visuals in milliseconds. Long before we read your clever headline or your case study, our lizard brain has made a snap judgment based on your packaging.
So if the packaging looks cheap, I just assume the product inside is chic too.
Bingo. The source uses that exact analogy. Visuals are the packaging of your business. They signal who you are. Are you modern? Are you buttoned up and professional? Or are you, and this is a direct quote, bored and behind?
Oof. Bored and behind. That is not a good look, especially not in tech or consulting.
Oh, you want to be on the cutting edge.
Yeah.
And this brings us to that term we mentioned, the new threat to trust, AI slop.
Yes, let's talk about this. Because generative AI is everywhere. I see brands using it for blog headers, social media, everything. So why does the source call this an ugly baby trait?
Because it's quickly becoming the new clip art. You know the look.
Oh, I know the look.
The lighting's a little too perfect. The people's skin is like plastic. And the fingers are always a complete nightmare if you look too closely.
And everyone is sitting around a table just laughing hysterically at a blank screen. It's so uncanny.
It is. And when a potential customer sees that, what does it signal? It doesn't signal, wow, they're so high tech. It signals they cut corners.
Or they don't care enough to get a real photo. It feels inauthentic. It feels a little scammy.
It has a subconscious scam vibe, yes. It just erodes that trust. If your images are generic and hallucinated, the customer starts to wonder if your service is also generic and, maybe a little bit made up.
That's a really powerful point. It's not just ugly, it's suspicious.
Precisely. And this all connects to the bigger argument that creative is strategic. I think so many leaders see creative as, like, the decoration department.
The people you call at the end to make it pop.
Just make it pop. That's the dreaded phrase. But Stella Pop's whole point is that design is the architecture. It signals you understand your market. If your visuals are a mess, you're signaling to the world that your internal thinking is a mess.
So if you have ugly baby syndrome, you're not just losing some design award. You're actively losing money because you fail the trust test before you even start talking.
You're losing the sale before the first call even happens.
Okay, that is sufficiently terrifying. We have the problem, we're in the trance, our baby is ugly, we're scaring people with AI slop. How do we fix it? Because the source is very clear that it's not just about hiring a graphic designer.
Right. And this is where companies usually go wrong in one of two ways. It's a false dichotomy.
Which is?
On one path, you have the lipstick on a pig approach.
Yeah.
You hire some trendy agency, they give you a cool abstract logo, use neon colors. It looks great on Instagram,
Right.
but it has zero connection to your actual business strategy. It's just eye candy, visuals without purpose.
It looks good, but it doesn't sell. And the other path?
The genius engineer approach,
Yeah.
brilliant strategy, amazing product, but the execution looks like a tax form from 1995.
Substance without any style.
And the cure, according to the source, is that you have to bring them together. Strategy meets aesthetics, and they actually lay out a blueprint for how to do this.
So what does that process really look like?
It has to start with an audit, but not just a visual audit where you ask, do we like this blue? You have to ask, does this blue align with our market position as the leader in secure cloud storage?
So every pixel has to earn its keep, strategically.
Yes. It's all about refining the visual identity to reflect your actual market positioning. Then creating messaging that feels Human and smart.
Human and smart. I feel like that is the direct antidote to AI slop.
It is. And finally, and this is the part that actually makes it all work, building systems.
I want to zoom in on systems. It sounds kind of boring, but I have a feeling it's the secret sauce.
It is 100% the secret sauce. An ugly baby brand is almost always a chaotic brand. Every time you need a new sales deck, someone is just winging it.
What font should I use? I don't know. Just pick one.
What logo? Oh, just grab one from Google Images. And that is how you get this monster of inconsistent assets. Brand system is a toolkit. It's a set of rules and files that make sure your email signature, your billboard, and your business card all look like they came from the same family.
It creates consistency.
And scalability. You stop wasting time debating what should this look like, and you can focus on what should this actually say.
Okay, so we need strategy, we need systems, but there is a massive hurdle to get there. You have to admit the baby is ugly. And to do that, you need honest feedback.
And this is by far the hardest part.
Because no one wants to tell the boss his baby is ugly.
The source uses a great phrase, criticism is currency. But in most companies, that currency is worthless because of politeness.
Or fear.
Or fear, yeah. And the article is very clear that you can't rely on your internal team for this. If you ask your marketing manager, hey, what do you think of our brand? What are they going to say?
It's great. I love it because they want to keep their job. Or maybe they're the one who built it, so they're already defensive.
They're invested in the doing, not the perspective. That's the quote. They're in the trenches with you. They have the same blind spots.
Okay, so what about customers? Why not just ask your customers, hey, take our survey. Do you like our logo?
Customers are polite, or they're just busy. But mostly, they vote with their wallets. If they land on your confusing website, they don't send you a thoughtful email about your user experience. They just hit the back button and go to your competitor.
The silent judgment, that's the most painful kind.
It is, which is why the source argues you need an outside partner, someone who can balance, and this is another key phrase, empathy with honesty.
That is a delicate balance to strike.
It is. You don't want someone who just comes in and trashes everything. You need a partner who can say, look, I see the passion, I get what you're trying to do, but the way you're doing it isn't working. Let's translate your intent into a language the market understands.
It's a translation service, translating founder passion into customer trust.
That's a perfect way to put it. You need a strategic truth teller.
So let's paint the picture of what's on the other side. You bite the bullet, you get the honest feedback, you fix the systems, you banish the AI slop. What happens then?
The source describes the result as magnetism.
Magnetism versus repulsion. I like that.
Yeah, and think about the opportunity cost of the ugly baby. The source talks about the could-haves.
The could-haves.
The people who could have shared your article, but they didn't because the design was kind of embarrassing. The clients who could have referred you, but they hesitated because your website looked unprofessional.
Oh, that is a depressing thought. All the friction you've unknowingly put in front of your own biggest fans.
But when you fix it, when the brand becomes magnetic, you remove all that friction. And the benefits are concrete. Boosted conversions, better retention.
I'd imagine recruitment, too. I mean, top talent doesn't want to work for a company that looks bored and behind.
Absolutely. It signals legitimacy. But my favorite idea in this whole section is that a strong brand starts working as hard as the founder does.
That's the line that hit me, too. Because founders work insanely hard. They're grinding 24/7.
And it is an absolute tragedy if their own brand is rowing in the opposite direction. When you get the strategy and the aesthetics right, the brand puts the wind at your back, it pre-sells for you, it builds trust for you while you're asleep.
That really is the dream, isn't it? To have the business stand on its own, looking good, making friends, without you having to stand over its shoulder explaining, no, really, he's a good kid once you get to know him.
Let the baby speak for itself.
So we've gone from the brand trance to the painful diagnosis and finally to the strategic cure. It's a journey from it's fine to it's magnetic.
And that very first step is just being willing to admit you might be in the trance.
So I want to leave everyone listening with a little thought experiment, something to think about as you go about your day. We started in that room at the dinner party. Let's go back there.
A room of strangers.
Imagine your brand walks into a room of your ideal customers right now. Your logo, your website, your sales deck, your social media feed. But, and this is key, You are not there.
You're not there to do the charming pitch.
You're not there to explain the backstory or the pivot of 2018. It's just your brand assets, standing alone in the spotlight.
Naked in the room.
Would those strangers be drawn in? Would they walk over curious and say, I need to know more about this? Or would they just be polite, sip their drink, and slowly turn away?
And if you have even a tiny sinking feeling that they might turn away,
then it's time to stop saying, it's fine. It's time to find your truth teller.
Take a hard look at the baby. It's the only way you can help it grow up.
That's our deep dive for today. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.